Hmm. I feel like if I don't know how to make, I feel like if I don't know all the answers to make money, I can't make it. You're retarded. No, I'm just trolling. Look, the thing is, the making money game is pretty much the same as the motorcycle game. You have to define at some point, you have to actually get the motorcycle and go out there. Like you take the MSF course, you learn the basics. I don't know how to ride a motorcycle. You take the basics, then you go buy your motorcycle and you continue to improve your skills as you already ride a motorcycle and are a biker. You understand? It's the same thing with business. Even if you don't know everything, at some point you have to start. Take the basic, read a marketing book, read a sales book, read a product creation, all of Alex Hormoz's books, and understand, if you read Alex Hormoz's books, $100 million offers, $100 million leads, and $100 million money models, you have enough to start a business, any business. You don't need anything else, and charge people. But we're so bombarded by all this crap on the internet that we think we need more and don't. So it's like, I understand, once you start a business, keep learning, keep reading other books, but realize that that is enough. You don't need more. You don't need to read 1,000 books before you start. Just read a few books and you'll be fine. At least get the basics, and the basics is enough for you to get started and you become more proficient as you get through. Because there are things that books can't teach you that you can only learn once you start. Okay? Even setting up a video. I watched a lighting course and actually having this is a lot different. A lot different. What's the key to selling? The same thing with gaming girls, belief. Your vibe will carry you so much further than any sales scripts could. Get a good vibe, you can convince anybody to do anything. You don't actually even need that much of a sales script. Because keep in mind, the top performing guy at a serious sales company and the lowest performing guy at a serious sales company, they both have the same script. What's the difference? The vibe, the energy, the tonality, the pace, the emotion. Everything comes from the vibe, which can be transmitted to the camera and the microphone and the cell phone. All you have to do is get a good vibe and you can influence anybody. 99% of business, this is a key here, going off on a tangent, is how good am I at convincing this person, not in a tricking them type of way. Even though some people are evil and they do trick people, people aren't always good. How can I get this person, right, to believe that this solution to this problem is the best for their problem? Let's say you don't know how to pick up women. How do I convince you that following me is the best thing you can do to solve this problem that you have? And then, right, that's number one. Number two is, if you're really good, you're really proficient, how can I convince you that you have this problem when you don't know about it? How can I get a regular viewer, in this case, how can I get a regular person that thinks they're okay with their dating life, convince them that they have a problem, and then convince them that my videos are the solution to their problem? It's the same. How can I convince this customer that he has this problem and then convince him that my solution helps him solve this problem that he has, even if he's not aware? Okay. And once you get that, now you can actually start to market and sell in a different way. Because a lot of people are like, well, how do I solve this problem? And the best way to view it is, how can I create a problem to solve in this person's mind? You know, how can I look at this person and say, you have this problem? Because all problems are made up. Once you have a place to sleep, food to eat, and you're not going to die, all the problems are all made up. You don't need a Porsche. You don't need a Ferrari. You don't need 20 women. Well, you do need 20 women. That's actually the one thing you need. But you don't need a Porsche. They're being convinced. The Porsche, you need the Porsche to get status and girls, right? So it's like Porsche convinced you that you have this problem and that the Porsche is the only solution, which is not true. It really isn't. There's hundreds of millions of solutions out there, and just convince them that your solution is the best, right? It's like my videos are the best for your problem, which is that you don't know how to fucking speak, right? Not complicated at all when it comes to money. And all marketing pieces should be done by that. What's the best way to market in terms of what is the best place to market? Depends on your audience. For example, my audience is mostly on YouTube. So I'm posting shit on YouTube. I also stream on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube as well. Why streaming? I like it. I don't get to edit as much. I get to be more raw and unfiltered. It's just my style. But because my ideal avatar, if you read the books, you need a client where they're at. Maybe you're targeting old ladies. And then you don't market on Instagram Reels. Where do you market? Facebook, the newspaper, ads. Maybe you target single moms or single fathers. Facebook. My mother is not on Instagram. She's in Facebook. So if I wanted to target like an avatar that was close to my mother, I would target on Facebook. Understand? Find out where they're at. Now, Instagram is an easy one because everybody is on Instagram and YouTube. Those are the three main ones. There's a lot of competition, but you're guaranteed to find your avatar there. What is the best type of sales script? Features and benefits. This is the formula, most basic formula. You start off with a hook, something that captivates attention, and usually it's something that pinpoints the problem. Okay, you explain the problem that they have better than they can explain it themselves. So for example, you are lonely, right? If you're a lonely 22-year-old who doesn't get girls, sees all the social media influencers get all the girls, all these girls rejecting, you see Bonnie Blue, you see all this shit that's messed up, right? All this shit. And you're like, how can I get a girl, right? How can I compete with fucking footballers and all this shit? Like, I'm a loser. I have nothing. But I have nothing. If that's you and you feel inferior and you feel like you'll never make love and you'll never find the one, this little technique will help you. For example, that alone is pretty bad. It's just off the top of my head, but it's still good because it still targets that desire, that person. And they're like, oh my God, this person gets me. He gets me. And then they'll keep reading. Then what you do is you build massive authority. Usually, here's another trick. If you explain someone's problem better than they can explain it themselves, they'll think you have the answer, and then you'll immediately have the authority. Then it's the way you speak, your conviction, your seriousness, your knowledge, your overall experience that gets conveyed through the way you communicate, the way you look, the way you talk. Then, okay, that's the engine. Then the more specifics, what you want to do then is pinpoint the problem, describe the problem. And the way you do this is you take their life and you amplify the bad stuff and minimize the good stuff. For example, this guy's tall, right? You make that a bad thing. Reframe this thing, right? It's like you're in your basement, you hate it, you get no girls, you're going to die alone. You amplify their pain. Then you say, this is the solution, which is why I created this. Okay. Then what you do is key. You then do a feature and a benefit. Feature and benefit. A feature is the thing. The benefit is what you get out of it, right? A feature is 8 hours of content on a course. The benefit, you will no longer have this lingering doubt in your mind of what the hell do I do every time I get and talk to a girl. All right, that's a benefit. It's like feature, benefit, and then a story about yourself. Feature, benefit, feature, benefit, feature, benefit, bonus, money back guarantee, lower risk. Increase value, lower the risk. When value is clear, decisions will be easy. Make the value clear. And what you do is like a seesaw, right? It's like a balancing act. Value, risk. Value, risk, value, risk, value, risk. No brainer. That's it. And remember, people only buy things at the end of the day because they value what they're getting more than what they're giving. That's the only reason people buy. Then you have the core motivators: money, sex, power, right? Status. It's all status driven. What's the greatest with status? It's all status. You want the Porsche because you want status. And you want to get your willy wet. You want the house, you want status. You want the car, you want status. You want the money, you want status. You want the muscles, you want status. You want to looks max, you want status. Clavicular gets laid not because he's good looking, but because he's clavicular. He's got the status, which he got by his looks. And status is only perceived too, by the way. Attach your product to status. How do you mix making money and having a lifestyle? You don't mix it. You pick one, you do it, and then you pick the other and you do the other. Work on your communication skills first, then make money. It'll help you. How do I market when I have nothing? Be creative. Be creative. Act like you have everything and be creative. Play on people's assumptions. People will assume that you're great if you act like you're great. Not in like an acting like an actor, but like if you behave yourself like you're the man, they'll think you're the man. I feel insecure. I've never done the thing that I want to do professionally. I know how to do it, but I've never done it professionally. That's fine. Then you can do it. If you can do it for yourself, you can do it for others. Same with me too, by the way. When I first started with the marketing shit, I did it for myself. I studied it, but I never actually done it for anybody else. And I lied. And that's fine. You got to do what you got to do, bro, to get ahead. And besides, if you really believe in yourself, are you really lying when you're saying you're going to make it? If you believe it's happening? You're only being deceitful if you believe this won't happen. Like if you tell a person, hey, this is not happening, and you believe it'll happen, you're deceitful. If you tell her, I'm going to take you there, and you have no intention of doing it, and you think it's not going to happen, you're being deceitful. But if you say, I'm going to take you there, and you actually believe you can, you're not being deceitful. Bad promises are only promises you don't intend on keeping. If you don't keep your promise, that's fine. As long as you have the intention to do it and you go all the way. I'd like to see my nose move. Got a big nose. How much do you recommend? How much practice do you need to have in order to sell? It's a good question. Not as much as you think. All you need is work on your vibe, get a decent script. You'll be fine. And believe in the product as well. That's key. Unless you're like a narcissistic sociopath or psychopath, which you're not if you're watching this channel. Really, actually, you need to believe in the product. It's going to be really hard for you to sell something you don't believe in. Really hard. Almost impossible. And if you manage to do it, you will lose your soul. How often? I already answered that question. I want to leave college. If you love what you do, don't leave college. You don't need it, but if you love what you do, stay. What's the key to having a good personal brand? Be yourself. The same with getting girls. Be yourself, vibe, energy, that's it. You don't need all this fancy equipment. I have one light, one camera, one microphone, that's it. A shitty background, cardboard box, bad haircut. Look, I'm moving the light here. Like, it really like doesn't matter at all. It's like you can have all shitty if your vibe is there. I'm not even framed properly. You'll be fine. Remember, authenticity beats plasticity. Plasticity is a concept of like the Instagram model who's like everything's perfect, everything's edited. Plastic. Not plastic, but like plasticity. Plastic too most of the times, but you know what I mean. I'm super funny. Yeah. And also going back to the personal brand, you want to at first play with what you have. And remember, with AI and shit, people no longer like hyper produced stuff. If you can't produce something to the extent of like Mr. Beast or like really, really high level, do it like I'm doing it right now. One camera, like think of the streamer KCO, shitty pixelated camera, just vibes. Or all the Instagram guys now, they're only having their phone out. They don't even get a light. Right? Own it. Own the fact that you're simple. Own the fact that you're intimate. Own it. You understand? Because the last thing you want to do is try to have high production and be shitty at it. Or you can own that it's a shitty, good quality production and make it kind of funny. But whatever it is, own it. Should I or should I not? You gotta define that yourself. Don't overthink it too. The brand shit, don't overthinking as well. You keep overthinking this shit, you'll never get started. How do I know that I found a solution that's good for the client if I've never done it? Okay, most of the guys have never done it before, which is not a good sign, but okay. Usually this will go like this. You will find something that is obvious to you, but people don't tend to do. Social media. A lot of businesses don't do social media because they don't think it's a big deal. And then remember, influence, convince them it's a big deal. Something as simple as that. A lot of times it's obvious. You're trying to find like this super highly complicated solution to this problem that no one ever thought. Most of the times, the problem is not that this solution doesn't exist, is that people aren't amplifying it. The biggest problem is not social media, is convincing them that they need it. That's the sale. And that's your business. It's like, it's obvious to you. It's like, why aren't you doing this? Just look at a business and ask yourself, what aren't these people doing? And that's the thing that you sell them on. Like, why aren't you doing this? It's obvious. Like, are you okay? Are you mentally ill? Are you retarded? Don't say that, but it's like, that should be your mind. It's like, you should go into a sales meeting and it's like, you need to add YouTube. Like, that's the thing you need to do these days. But look, everybody's on YouTube. It's like, you need to treat them like they're fucking morons. Like they're fucking morons. How often should we post? Every day. At least twice a day. A few short form content. Long form if you want to. I like long form. It's just what I'm trying to do now. But at least once a day to keep that momentum going. You never want to stop. Break after break after break until there's a wall. How long should I do this for? As long as it takes. When should I stop? Never. How do I know if I'm not going to fail? You won't. You will fail if you believe you'll fail. Self-fulfilling prophecy is real when it comes to business and getting girls and all this shit. How hard is it? It's very hard. Surprisingly hard. It takes a lot of effort. And the thing about belief is that it really is a matter of stacking the deck. Like, believing in yourself is the bare minimum. Not everybody that believed in themselves made it. They didn't believe hard enough, but everybody that made it believed. So you have to believe. How do I know when the MSF course of motorcycle and business is over? You got to set that up yourself. You'll know. What are the basics? The basics in motorcycle is, once you know this, you can not die immediately after getting a motorcycle. Once you know this in business, you know how to not die immediately in business. Easy going. One marketing book, any marketing book, preferably either. I'm going to give you the blueprint. This is your MSF course. All of Alex Hormoz's books, Dan Kennedy Magnetic Marketing, and work on your vibe. Those two, mainly those two. $100 million offers, $100 million leads, $100 million money models. Dan Kennedy, Magnetic Marketing. Magnetic Marketing. If you can find it, if you don't, it's fine. And that's it. And for sales, The Wolf of Wall Street, The Way of the Wolf. 5 books. Or 4 books. I don't even remember. And learn to use that knowledge, master those 5 books, and then read, but that's all you need to start. That is your MSF course in business. BSF course. I don't know what MSF stands for, by the way, the letters, but business basics. More than that, you're jerking yourself off. You're productively procrastinating. You don't believe it'll happen, so you're like reading, so you can find something, the one little thing, and just mental masturbation. Are you tired? Yeah, I'm a bit tired. Come on, guys. I ask some questions here. How do you have a business while staying in shape? You separate half an hour a day and you work out while you do your business. You don't need to grind 16 hours a day. Usually people that do that is because they have a lot of resistance and they fight that resistance. So they're not working effectively. They're not working smart and they're not working with intention. It's kind of like those guys that tell you you need to approach 5 hours a day every day. Usually it's because they approach 10 minutes in between of lamenting themselves, another approach. If you just cut that time down, you can get more approaches. You can get the same done in 3 hours a week than someone gets with 10 hours a week. I guarantee I can get the same done in 2 hours of work than most people can get in 5 hours of work because I have no resistance to working. I believe it's going to work out. So I just work. I record a video, for example, put it down, record another, put it down, get on stream, do the stream. And then after I do the stream, I stop the stream. I edit. I stop. If I have more time, I record. Practice communication. Blah, blah, blah. There's no in between time. A lot of times the productivity hacks are to minimize the time in between. You do a task, you waste 5 minutes on social media, then you do another task, 5 minutes, and then before you know it, you spend 2 hours on your phone in between tasks. Minimize the time between tasks. Do a task and immediately jump into the next task. You don't need rest. You don't need breaks. All you need is 8 hours of sleep, an hour a day of workout, and that's it. All the other time should be either working or doing something productive. And productive doesn't mean money making. It means dating too. Like, okay, I finished work. Okay, take a shower, get dressed, go out. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, I'm done. Goodbye, boom, sleep. That's it. It's not, oh, okay, let me watch 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of that. You're wasting time. You won't get shit done. What's the key to selling? I already answered that question. What's the key to marketing? I already answered that question. I'm a young guy. People don't take me seriously. Fix your vibe. If you have to lie, say you work for another company, make up some shit. It's okay to lie in the beginning, by the way, when you're doing business. It's okay to lie. Because guess what? Sometimes the bad guys, the good guys have to do bad things to put the bad guys away. Sometimes you have to do some shit to get ahead. Don't do anything illegal, but, play with people's perceptions. Say, I work for X company. I don't know. It's like, I work for this company. We do this, we do that. We do this, we do that, One thing that you can say is that your father owns the company. I feel like a lot of business courses are kind of very simplistic. They are, and they don't teach the nitty gritty. They don't, or they teach overcomplicated shit. I don't know how to find out which course is good. They're all good and bad. Usually, remember, action with imperfect information is better than waiting for the perfect information. Right? It's like, if you say that, it's because you probably already read a lot of courses. You probably have a lot of books in your belt, or whatever the fuck the saying is. Do it. You don't need to read anymore. You don't need to read anymore. Should I start a business if I have a job? Yes. Unless you like your job. No. What was your hardest rejection? Laughing at me. People laughing at me. They laughed. I wanted to sell something. I sucked ass. And guess what? They laughed at me, kicked me out of the room. No. Oof. Same with rejection, bro. I once had a girl slap me in the face. Right here. Okay. I thought the audio was fucked up. I got scared. I was like, oh my God, have I been recording this shit? Oh my God. Because I have the stream, but I also have the recording of it to upload it later in high quality on YouTube. And it's like, if the audio gets messed up, I'm fucked. Because I have to download from the streaming service, and then the audio is all fucked up. It doesn't look right. It's all shit. What's the key to keep performing? Manage your state. It's like, have you watched I don't know if it was, I think it's George Bush, where it's like, they'll regret this. They'll do this. We'll get them. Now watch this drive. And then he just pucks. That's what you want to do. It's like, oh, this is so bad. It's like, learn to be more non-reactive to things, Because a lot of times beginners, they like, something happens and they like get all reactive. You don't want to do that. You really don't. You want to learn how to like stay cold under pressure. It's like something happens and you're like, oh man, that's bad. Okay, let's go. And you just go. You don't ponder and like, I get all reactive. Stay with it, manage it, meditate, like learn how to like not get reactive, because a lot of shit will happen in business. And if you're not prepared to deal with it, you're going to get fucked in the ass every day. It's not going to be pleasant. So 2 more minutes, guys. Come on, ask questions. Should you use multiple ways of marketing, like multiple social media, or just one? Just one. Pick one, do one, get good at it, then extend. Which one? The one where your client is. How essential is a brand? 24/7 essential. One of the biggest essential. Anybody can benefit from having a motherfucking brand. I don't care who you are. You can benefit from a brand. Even if you're not selling shit. Have a brand. Status negates everything. If you're broke and have 1 million followers, you can go to a bank and they'll give you the money. Status trumps all. Fame trumps all. Leonardo DiCaprio, if he doesn't know anything about business, can walk into a bank and get a loan, even if he was broke, because he has status. How do you speak to get money the way you're speaking? Let go. Learn to let go. And stop judging yourself, Be free, relax. What's the key to coaching business? Energy. Good marketing, energy. Well, that's it. Half an hour. Didn't ask questions, go fuck yourself.